YouTubers, what we're going to do today is we are going to emboss using our Silhouette Curio 2. We're going to get the pens to draw, and then you can heat emboss. This is great for like a one-off design if you want something special for a card. It gives a pretty good result. So let me go show you what you need. Alrighty, so I have been using the mixed media paper. The main reason I've been using this is the little designs I do for happy summer, spring, whatever. You can watercolor on top of this paper because it's mixed media paper. So that's what I've been using. I would imagine any number of papers will work, but we are drawing on them with pens. So any paper that's going to soak up a lot of the ink and the glue probably aren't your best bet, but I would imagine most paper is going to work. So I've been using the mixed media paper. There's a lot of examples of me doing this technique with the little shorts if you want more examples of this, but you don't want to hear me talk. You have two options. We can use the, I don't know how to say it, but we're going to call them glue pens. So you can glue pens, or Ranger has these emboss it pens. Either one will work. I'll show you different examples of them in a minute. And then some embossing powder. This is more Ranger embossing powder. This is, I don't know why, but this is what I have the most of. So this is what we're using. I don't know a lot about embossing, so I don't know if there's other powders or brands or anything like that, but that's what I have and that's what we're using. And then I'm using, this is the Chomas marker holder for the Cameo 4 and up with the fatter carriage. I have a whole video on how to set this up and use it in the Curio 2, why I did that, why I haven't bought one, all those kind of things. If you want to hear it, we'll go through this, but it'll be really quick. And then your heat gun to melt your powder. So let me go show you when to use what. All right, so this is my little tester. Up top is the glue pen, and down below is the Ranger markers. Basically, this is skinny and this is fat. The glue pen is going to be really good for single line designs, really skinny. This is sketch files. It does really good if you want to budget detail work. This is your marker. The Ranger marker is going to be fatter. This is the exact same font, and you can see how much fatter the design is down here. Now, what I think this Ranger pen is really good for is if you have a traditional font, like this is a regular font. I didn't even fill this one in, and because it drew so fat, it filled it in by itself. This one that, see, normally when you draw it with a pen, it gives you the bubble look. I just filled these in. I didn't do well here. And you can see how it gives you much more of a traditional embossed look. So, and then this was the glue pen again. So see the glue pen and then the Ranger markers. I like this because it's the same. We're doing the same thing, but depending on the pen, you can get two entirely different looks here. So it depends on your project and what you want to do. Something I do want to make you aware of is when you're using the Ranger pens, it's a felt tip. So writing with the machine, it's not the nicest thing to do to the ends of this. This will be completely flat at the end, so keep that in mind. So we are going to do a quick little demo, one of each kind of marker, and we'll emboss it. I'm going to go set it up in the software with you, and then we'll watch the machine draw, and then we'll emboss. And if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments. Alright, so we're in Silhouette Studio. We have the Curio 2 set up here, and the electrostatic mat is chosen. And then I've got the grid here. You have a couple of choices here, but I want the grid so we can lay things out here. And then you can change the grid. And this is the transparency here of how much of the mat you want to see or not. So people ask me about that one all the time. So what we're going to draw today is, for the glue pen, we're going to draw out this thank you, which I'm not sure if you can see it because it's a sketch file. It's very skinny. So what you can do if you want to is come up here to, is the line weight up here, and then you can increase it and make it fatter. This will not change anything for cutting. It will not change the way this cuts at all or draws. It will change it if you go to print it. This will now print fatter than it would have before. So, but it's great if you want to see how something's gonna look and be a little chunkier. So we're gonna do that, mostly because I'm tired of drawing out this little heart here. This heart is a free sketch file over on the webpage. If you want to try it and download it and play with it, it is there if you want it. This is a single line drawn sketch file. It's not going to give us the bubbly look of a normal like font, for example, or a normal cut file. It is available for purchase on the webpage. I think it's like $1 if you do want it. This is called Better Together. It is a font. It's the skinny font I used in the tester over there. We're just going to see how this looks here. And then this other font is called Handmade. Here it is. Hi. So this one right here, what we're going to do is we're going to draw it with the felt pens, the Ranger felt pens, and then we're going to color it in and see how it looks. Now, because the felt pen is really fat, what I want to do is come over here to my my font window, and down here for character spacing, I just want to scooch them apart a little bit and make sure that we have enough room so that our marker can be fat and not smush everything together. So our paper over here is 7 by 10, so I'm going to squish everything into that kind of range. This one will be with our glue pen, and then these two will be with our Ranger marker. Over here on the machine, I'm going to turn on our electrostatic mat and wait until it builds charge and our protector sheet doesn't move anymore. One day I will promise you, I will show you how I did this, but this is some vinyl I bought from Hobby Lobby, and then I drew a grid on it so that we actually have some kind of a grid on here. My number one gripe with this Curio is that it's very hard for placement, but so we're gonna work around it. So this paper is not 100% flat, and that's the number one thing with this electrostatic mat is flat. So I'm just gonna use some paper, I'm just gonna use some tape on our paper here so that we have just a little bit more insurance that everything is going to be okay. And then I'm gonna put this up here just in case. So we're gonna use our glue pen first. With these glue pens, I do like to kind of make sure they're working first, and then everything in here, and then we're gonna have to try to write something out first, and then we'll set the height for this. So I just put an A right here. We're gonna go over to the send panel. I have cardstock chosen, sketch, and then pen, and then what we're gonna do is select all of this, click no sketch. I'm gonna click on our A here and put sketch. I'm gonna hit send. It's gonna give me the screen, and I'm gonna hit send over here. When this guy starts moving and gets over to my paper, I'm gonna hit pause so I can set the height for my pen holder. Alright, I hit the pause button, which is over here on the corner. I'm gonna drop my popsicle stick and my marker, my pen here. And then we're gonna screw this down. And then I'm gonna take it out and let the machine finish drawing its A here. Alright, so now that we have the height set with our A here, we're gonna kick him off the screen. I'm gonna turn on my sketch file for my thank you. And then we're gonna I'm just doing a force of 1 and a speed of 3. You do not need a big force for this. You do not need, I would go with a force of 1 to 3 and a speed of probably 3 to 5. The slower the speed, the more glue that the marker is going to be able to put down. We're gonna hit send, it's gonna do the dance again, and then it's gonna draw for us. Alright, so I'm back in the software again. So I'm going to turn this guy off. Then we're going to turn these two on. I'm going to go set the height for the pen again, and then we're going to let these draw. Obviously, this is kind of a bit more work because I'm doing two different pens, and trying to get the pen set in this Curio is a bit annoying. But if you're just doing it all on the same pen, you would obviously skip this step. But I want to show you both. So I'm going to do that. We're going to set this pen height, and then we're going to let this guy draw. So I'm going to use this eye right here to set the height again, and then we'll let it draw. So we're pausing. We're using this black marker so y'all can see it. And then you really need to screw these markers down. And then I'm just going to let this one finish drawing the eye, and we'll just let it draw it twice. Alright, now we're going to hit send and let it draw out all of it. Alrighty, so you might be able to see the glue pen. There it is. It stays sticky for quite a while. I don't know its exact working time, but you don't have to hurry with it. And then that is our thank you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our pen and just come back in here and color any places that the machine didn't get. And then you could do that with this guy too, where you just color in any of the places that the machine did not get. There's two markers in the Ranger set. This one, which is black, which is obviously easier to see if you want to do this one. And then there is a clear one, and that's what I used on the testers. It is virtually impossible to do that with that one. So if you want to do this, highly recommend the black marker. Now we're gonna go put on our powder. This is just copy paper, so we can collect and put our powder back into our container here. This is gold that we're apparently going to use. I think I used copper on my other ones. And then more gracefully than you're going to cover everything with your powder. There we go. And then you can use your paper to put your powder back up. So now we are going to heat it up and watch it melt. Alrighty, so those are our finished results. This is the glue pen. I really do like this for sketch files. It's a fun added pop to whatever you're working on. This is the marker. Now I will say you can see the black outline underneath this, but I didn't want to do it in the clear pen because you can't really, you really struggle to see this, and the light really struggles to pick it up. But on some of these little bits you can see some of the black, so keep that in mind with your project. This one I did with a clear pen. and so you can't really see the outline of it. So keep that in mind. I also, genuinely, I don't know how long these markers have been sitting in my basement. It could be some of that too. I did want to show you this real quick. This is a little short I just put up recently. This is done with the same thing. So it's the glue pen, and then it's clear embossing powder. So it acts as like a white clear resist for the watercolor, which I love the watercolor, but I can't really watercolor, so I watercolor with the markers. You'll see me do that in little short videos. I enjoy watercoloring, but with the paint, it becomes a sea of brown. So that's how this was done, and you can do this with this and the markers or the clear paint pen, I would imagine, if you want a fatter line. This one was done with, I think, the gold, no, bronze maybe. Same thing, gold pen, or the same thing, embossing, gold powder, and then you can watercolor on top of it. And that's what I did here for Happy Spring. And then I know somebody's gonna ask, can I do this in the Cameo? Every time I've tried to do this in the Cameo, is what you can't tell is the glue pen has been dragged by the carriage up here, and that's why this didn't work. So I have not had good luck. You might be able to fidget with it and get flatter paper and stick your mat and all those kind of things, but it works much better in the Curio too. So I hope this tutorial helped. I know it's a lot of new weird stuff. It's Curio 2. It's the marker holder. It's also embossing. So if you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment, all that good stuff, and like our videos too. And I'll be back with another tutorial soon. Thank you so much for watching.